Lena means a hero. There is no higher calling.
Your boy White Tribe Blaze, and we are bringing you another movie review, this time with spoilers because, wow, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the promotion around this thing, but there's spoilers everywhere. The most prominent one being the fact that they are being called the New Avengers with the Z. It's a play on words because at the end of the movie, you'll find out that Sam Wilson is actually suing them for the name Avengerz, and they aren't the ones who call themselves Avengers. It's actually what is her name? DeFontaine. I can't remember her first name, but she's actually the one that gives them the title of this of New Avengers. Now, we're just gonna go ahead and get the easy spoilers out of the way. Yes, Taskmaster does unfortunately pass very early in the movie by a very unfortunate method. Now, I won't spoil that for you because I'm sure most of you haven't seen this movie, but if you have, you know what I'm talking about. Now, just the overall movie, if you have not seen this movie and you're trying to decide whether you should or not, I say yes. Not only for the story element, so you can stay up to date with what's going on in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but also because it's just a good story overall. I think the Red Guardian, played by David Harbour, and Florence Pugh, who is now the new quote unquote Black Widow, they don't officially say that, right? But she's kind of just taken that role on from her sister who has passed from Endgame. So these are all good things, and I actually really enjoy the movie for this. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. If you are watching this movie because you want to, basically, you don't want to miss out on anything, there's only a few things in this movie that really matter. If you're like a very critical person when it comes to the storyline, first would be the Century and Bob, and basically his introduction into the MCU because it's a big deal. He's a really strong character. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would kind of like to see him and Adam Warlock go at it. Right, that would be awesome for me. I would love to see that. But just going past that, Yelena being established as basically the new Black Widow, and her being introduced as this great badass character. Red Guardian obviously was introduced in Black Widow, but his character now not only takes on more of a comedic role, not to say he wasn't in Black Widow, right? But he also takes a more father figure role for Yelena and actually steps in where she criticizes the fact that he wasn't always around, and he actually addresses that, and they talk about it, and it's a theme of this movie. A lot of people are calling this the mental health Avengers, obviously, and they wouldn't be incorrect to do that. But it's not mental health Avengers in the way like, oh, that's boring. You know, nobody, I don't want to go to a therapy session when I go to the movies. It's not like that. I promise it's not. And let's be honest, this crew, it's really the only way that they can beat Century because they have no possible way of beating him physically in hand to hand combat. I think that John Walker, I think he has a different name now, but John Walker, the person who used to be the quote unquote Captain America for 5 seconds, right? That guy, I actually think his character arc and story is great. It's strong. He starts out as the John Walker that we all know that is kind of a douchebag, right? But in turn, you end up seeing a more vulnerable side of him. And it's very appeasing to see a person who appears to be so cocky all of the time and so confident, actually having his own weaknesses and his own flaws, other than the ones that we already know about, right? These are relatable issues that your average everyday person or guy might think about or know somebody who's going through something like this, right? There is a ton of action in this film. I mean, like I said, in the very beginning of the movie, Taskmaster does die, but it's in a great scene. Okay, I actually love the beginning of the movie. I think it's strong. I think it's engaging. One of the only criticisms I would have about the beginning of this movie is I don't see why, essentially, Captain America, the new Captain America, Sam Wilson, could not be involved with this. Genuinely, now, if you want to say that he's fighting Hulk while all this is going on, sure, that's fine, but they don't really cover that at all in this movie. They don't even mention it. They actually mention the fact that he is holding them responsible in court for trying to steal the Avengers name, right? He wants to sue them over it, copyright infringement. So he's even mentioned in this movie, but I would have loved for him to be in this. I think he fits this crew perfectly, especially considering he is a vet, right? I mean, he served. So there, that right there is a great angle that they could have taken, but for whatever reason, they chose not to. So there are critics of this movie who are saying that Bucky should have had more of an involvement with the story and just he should have been on the screen in general more. Now, I couldn't disagree with that more. I think Bucky's role was perfect because we get to see him as a, I believe it's either a congressman or a, which I know Senate and House are part of the Congress, but I don't remember if he's a senator or if he's part of the House of Representatives. But basically, he's in Congress and he did get voted in. Now, his opposition, right, it was sort of a joke that it was either like vote for this guy or vote for nobody at all, but he won. So, and he actually plays a very, very significant role using this position in Congress to get closer to Dave Fontaine's assistant, who increasingly over time becomes more and more aware of the schemes that Dave Fontaine or DeFontaine is actually constructing and conspiring against these anti-heroes with, right? At the beginning, it seemed like, oh, they're just a bunch of bad guys. We got to get rid of them because they mean the worst for us. But over time, she realizes she, just as these anti-heroes, have been manipulated over time, and she's not cool with it. So she actually works with Bucky to correct all of this stuff. And then at the very end of the movie, Dave Fontaine essentially flips the script when it seems like all the cards are against her and she's going to be held criminally responsible for all these bad things that she's done. Mind you, she's the director of the FBI. That she gives them the new name, the New Avengers. She is the one who gives them the name, and it looks great in front of the press, and she wears it like a badge of honor. And Yelena mentions that she owns them. Well, they own her now, right? The New Avengers essentially own Dave Fontaine. So great, very compelling story. But I will say, for your average moviegoer who has not been keeping up with the MCU, whether it be the TV shows, the movies, and they want the big screen action, the big names. You're not really going to have that in this movie. It's more of a personal dialogue between all of these characters.
We have all done bad things.
Establishing their backstory, establishing why
Look,
they
I've been
matter
where you
to
are.
and,
The past doesn't go away.
Basically covering the fact that all of these people
So you can
are
either live with it
anti-heroes at
forever.
some point. Even Bucky, who was literally voted into Congress.
Or you can do something about it. I am
All of these people
a
have
void. Look what you unleashed. You can't outrun the emptiness.
We can't do this. No one here is a hero.
We all have things that we regret.
Like I said, if you have not seen
But
this
I
movie,
have so
think you
many.
should.
Lena,
Ratings
when
off the
I
top of my
look
head
at
because
you,
I'm-
I don't
guys,
see your
am
mistakes.
off
That's why we need each other.
We can't stop him alone.
End credits scene. The end credits scene shows the Fantastic Four making
one
it to
can.
their Earth. Now, there are theories
But
going
we
around
can
on
find
the
a way.
internet as to whether that is actually
Together.
the Fantastic Four in that ship or
Marvel Studios Thunderbolts.
and this is a very interesting concept because let's be honest, if you've seen any of the trailers, you will know that the Fantastic Four more than likely lose their fight against Galactus, and the Earth is swallowed. So, with that being said, that opens up the gateway for the Fantastic Four to come into our universe, the 616 universe, and basically engage with all of the MCU heroes and characters that we've come to know and love. I can't wait for Doomsday to come out. I cannot wait. It's going to come out around the same time that GTA comes out. I believe Doomsday comes first, and then GTA 6 is going to come out later that month. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a huge month next year. I can't wait for it. If you guys did enjoy this movie review, whether now keep in mind this is a review with spoilers. If you want one that does not have spoilers, please let me know in the comments. I highly doubt that you're still listening if you wanted one without spoilers, because you probably clicked off this video for a while ago. But if you do, let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. And I'm trying to do more movie reviews. It's not really my strongest suit, but I'm trying to get better at it. So yeah, just let me know what you guys think, and I will see you on the next movie review. Peace.